Full-Time Banter episode 24. This is part 2, the football section. My name is Liam.
And I'm Tarek.
And we are still bereft. No Riz, the Oreo fantasy football has been dunked in the brew and we've lost the top end of it. So Riz, we hope you're back next week, mate. So Tarek, what we're looking at in this week's episode?
Well, before I tell you that, make sure you like, share and subscribe.
Forgive me.
Like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get in touch via the comment section if you have anything particular you want to ask. Follow us on Twitter at FullTimeBanter7 because we're in the thick of the FPL season. But what we're looking at here today is the football season, because if you've been following us from the start, in pre-season we had a little episode 4. Go back and watch episode 4. We did our top 6 preview of all the squads and we gave our predictions for how we thought they would fare. So we're just going to have a quick look back and have a quick chat about the team so far and how they're doing. You start us off, Liam, then, if you want.
Yeah, so my predictions originally for the top 6 were City champions, United 2nd, Liverpool 3rd, Spurs 4th, Chelsea 5th and Arsenal 6th. I now have brought this down into 3 sections. I think the top 2 is going to be a shootout between City and Liverpool.
Right.
Fairly obvious. I think 3 and 4 will be between Chelsea and Spurs, and 5 and 6 will be United and Arsenal. My personal thoughts will be City top, Liverpool 2nd, Chelsea 3rd, Spurs 4th. That's one I'm not sure about. United 5th and Arsenal 6th. Would you like my reasons?
Yes, please. I was going to ask.
Yeah, no, so I didn't know what you wanted to go through. Yeah. So reasonings. I think the game tomorrow night for yourselves and City Liverpool is a bit of a microcosm for how the league is going to be. I told you there was a big word coming. I think if whoever wins that, if I was a betting man, I'd be tempted. I'd try and find the bet and go, whoever wins tomorrow night, I think will win the league.
Right.
I think if De Bruyne comes back and City reunite with Fernandinho, De Bruyne and Silva and put a good run together with those 3 in the centre of the pitch, I think it will be City's, because they've had their blip. Liverpool's still waiting for a potential blip. You might not have one. You know, I know you're obviously hoping that you don't. I'm hoping you have a massive banana skin. But I think there's a blip coming. There'll be a time when performances just sort of drop altogether.
Fair enough.
So that's why I'm going City first, Liverpool 2nd, Chelsea and Spurs. Like you were saying about Spurs looking tired
the other day. In
the FPL section, part 1 of this. So I think Chelsea and Spurs will be fighting for 3rd and 4th, but I really think it could go either way there. But looking at how Spurs are knackered at the minute, I'm going for Chelsea ahead. United and Arsenal, obviously I had United 2nd at the start of the season, but I did say if there's Jose messes around and we have a mid-season bounce, anything could happen.
True.
So I'm going for United ahead of Arsenal because really we need to see United now against your Spurs and you're the big 6. But Arsenal have shown that they've not got anything when playing those big teams. So based on that fact, I would expect United to be doing better than Arsenal. So for that reason, I would have United finishing in 5th, ahead of Arsenal in 6th. United
will have the momentum now, won't they?
Yes.
With Ole in charge. Just to give you a bit of context, we're recording on Wednesday night now in the middle of game week 21. Riz, who's not here, his prediction was he was going for City first, same as you. United 2nd, same as you. Chelsea 3rd, Liverpool 4th, Arsenal 5th, and Spurs 6th. He's obviously not here, unfortunately, to give his reasons, but he did give his reasons in episode 4, the football section, so go back and watch that. Mine, I obviously was loyal to my club and went Liverpool first.
Well, every year's your year, isn't it?
This one definitely is. I've got a feeling it is. This one is. I went Liverpool first, City 2nd, Chelsea 3rd, Spurs 4th, United 5th, and Arsenal 6th. And my reasons were, one, for rather than Liverpool kicking on being stronger, my reasons were that City would be found out. And like you say, they've had their blip with Fernandinho being injured, and that was a reason possibly he tried bringing in Jorginho or Jorginho, whatever you want to call him, who picked Sarri and Chelsea instead, because they've no cover for that position.
No.
So they've suffered the past couple of games, but he's back, so they may be back to winning ways. And you talk about the blip for Liverpool, I would argue that our blip was our slow start.
Well, that was it. You've never even when you have a bad season, you still finish 7th. You never have an awful one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Liverpool as a team, yeah. So everyone said you were underperforming, but you were still 2nd. So it didn't. You were going. Like, you're not underperforming, are you?
And now the momentum's built, and Salah's back in form and everything. So I mean, we were winning ugly. We were winning 1-0 and 2-1 and whatnot. Sign of champions, as people were saying. Yeah. So I think I'm going to stick with those two. 3rd, Chelsea, and 4th, Spurs. I was actually favouring Spurs, but until like what I've mentioned in part 1 of the FPL section, Pochettino's just driving his first 11, his starting 11 into the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday there was no need. They were winning 3-0 after half an hour. He didn't need to carry on playing his strongest players. I mean, even into second half, give it 10 minutes, pull off your best players. I especially put Mora on, who I've brought.
They only get an orange at Chelsea.
Take them off the pitch, substitute them, yeah, and give them a rest. Because if he carries on like this, they're not gonna. I mean, they have apparently the challengers. They're in the title race as well, but they were for 3 days previously.
Yeah.
Maybe again for 3 days this week. But no, I think they're going to tire. They won't be able to stay in it. Chelsea have just got that bit more consistency, a bit more of a deeper squad as well, possibly. 5th, United, and I think if Ole gets you into 4th, that will be quite some achievement.
Yes, and then mess up whatever plans we have for the summer as well. You're almost willing, like, do well, but don't
want us to do well.
Yeah.
I mean, can you do it? Here's how I see your squad. Again, Jose did not invest wisely in that squad. He was given the money.
The club didn't invest well.
Whoever, yes, fair enough.
Yeah.
The club didn't. Because you've no direct replacement for Pogba. You've no direct replacement for Matic, arguably, unless Herrera plays there, unless Young or Jones has played there prior. So you're very thin. Your squad is very, very thin. A bit like Spurs, but I would argue Spurs
starting 11 is better than United's. I'm not going to disagree.
So what's going to happen there? And especially how I'm interested to see how he fares in Europe, because he's still in the Champions League.
We've got PSG. I'm not expecting anything. Apart from a broken leg for Neymar.
So maybe getting knocked out might be the best thing there.
Yeah, so you do see it sometimes, don't you? Particularly with the Europa League and the Thursday Sunday the routine. But it might actually benefit United.
And also because the way you're playing, the way Ole's playing it's good, it's attractive, it's what everybody wanted, it's how United should be playing. But it is just far too reckless for me. There's no discipline because Pogba's just been allowed to go and do what he wants. And then you've got 3 attackers. I mean, people are going to argue it's mimicking Liverpool, and that's what was said about Ole. That Mulder, he plays the same sort of gegenpress. But you need some discipline at the back, and your defence is far too shabby.
Defence has been a weak spot for about 3 or 4 years. So.
Yeah, and for me, Herrera is key. He's a key player for you. Because he's the link in between the two, so I'll be interested, even if Pogba or Matic are not available, if Herrera's not available, I think that is going to be very telling as well. So I think he's going to burn a bit like Spurs, burn a bit too bright and end up, burn out. Yeah, so 5th would be good for you. Arsenal, I'm not going to be harsh on Emery like a lot of people are, like a lot of Arsenal fans are.
Yeah, we spoke previously that Ferguson and Wenger, if coming in from your perspective as a Liverpool fan, Shankly was there for about 6 years, was it? And Paisley was there for about 8, I think. So, but you've had the boot room continuing, the traditions and whatever, but you've never had a manager that's been there for a sustained, really long time. Wenger and Ferguson were both there for about a quarter of a century each, like 25 years, 26 years for Fergie.
They essentially built an institution, didn't they?
Wenger helped design the Emirates. Yeah. Like he said what he
shares
wanted.
and flats and everything.
Yeah. So it's going to take time for Arsenal. It's not going to be an overnight thing.
Yeah, because I've said to you several times, I see the parallels in Arsenal with Liverpool when Klopp arrived, and our squad wasn't great, and It's taken him, and people forget that when he came in, that first press conference, he said it's a 3-year plan.
I kind of fell in love with him a bit when he came in, and really hated him at the same time.
Yeah, love-hate relationship. You can't hate Jurgen. Should see him dancing on New Year's Eve. It's great.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
But yeah, Arsenal, I think this season is a bit of a write-off. For me, they've got 2, maybe 3 players worthy of a top 6 team, and the rest are just rubbish. So Emery needs about 2-3 windows, and then I think Arsenal will be contenders, and they'll be very good contenders as well.
Yeah, I think once he gets his players in playing how he wants to play, like you said, it's the trick for Arsenal will be not doing what United have done and go through a season transition in 5 years. That will be key for us if they can get it sorted out quickly. If they let it roll.
Well, even Arsenal have got those issues at the top in the boardroom, haven't they?
Yeah. Kroenke and.
Yeah. So interesting to see. So I mean, the future's looking exciting to say the least.
It is. It could be after the procession last year. This one will be more exciting from the United fans' perspective. It's not good. It's like it's the old. Do I want a punch in the balls or a kick in the balls?
Yeah.
It's going to hurt either way. But I'd rather it was City.
Yeah. Because the way I see it, Liverpool and City are now established squads. They're a step
got
or
a few
two ahead.
seasons together.
And the rest, and even Spurs, past that first 11, they don't really have much of a squad worth talking about. So the other 4 are playing catch up. So if they do anything to challenge in the title race in the coming next couple of years, I think it'll be quite impressive. So that's that. I mean, we've got a few minutes left. I was going to talk about something else. Any sort of transfers? Yeah, we mentioned Pulisic. Well, I've been corrected. I've been told it's Pulisic. Christian Pulisic, 47 million, becoming the record American transfer. So record transfer spend on an American player.
Landon Donovan.
Alexi Lalas was my generation, but yeah, what do we make of him? He's a winger / number 10. Is he? The rumour is he's a replacement for Hazard.
Could be, but he's only 20-year-old, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very young.
So it's a gamble.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, he's playing. I mean, he's doing well in a good Dortmund team.
Yeah.
At the minute, currently as we speak, they are first. In the
to
league.
be fair, everybody seems to be doing brilliantly in Germany. I mean, I'm thinking of Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
Every
18.
couple of days, there's a video of him taking on 10 players and scoring an absolute screamer. Honestly, yeah. So I don't know if the players are that good, if the league is that bad.
I would. Everyone batters the Scottish league with that. I would.
Yeah.
Munich have won the league for the last 7 years on the run or whatever. I would happily throw that at the Krauts as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, any German fans.
So yeah, interesting to see whether Hazard stays or goes as well. Any other speculation? Is anyone else likely to leave? Any major players? I mean, Arsenal, I think, are stupid in letting Ramsey go. Personally, I wouldn't balk at the idea if Liverpool went for him. I'm a big fan of Ramsey.
Yeah, I mean, from a United perspective, I think it'd be okay for him, but I don't know where he'd play. If he'd play, probably fit into that Herrera.
Yeah,
Matic.
Yeah, I think he'd be a step up from Herrera.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and I think he'd fit into our midfield brilliantly because Henderson and Milner are pretty much on their last legs. I think from next season I can see Van Dijk being our captain and Henderson and Milner being squad players.
Yeah.
So
I think he'll likely go abroad, which I always like British players going abroad, especially with the success we're having at the minute with the young lads. So I think it'd only be beneficial from a Wales standpoint as well if they have their top 2 players.
Well, Juventus are favourites, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so that'd be good. Good on him if he does. Yeah, it's just a shame to lose him because even for Arsenal, he won't play him, and when he does, he's doing stuff for him. So shame to see him go. Fabregas leaving Chelsea. Apparently Monaco and Thierry Henry are favourites.
He's not getting game time, is he? Let's be honest.
No, he is getting on a bit. I think he's 31, 32. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, Fabregas type players, central midfielders, are not my favourite types of players. I mean, back when I used to play Football Manager, the first players I'd ship out as central midfielders because they're not. I want either a defensive midfielder or I want an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, not the best for both worlds, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, any final points on that?
No, not really. I mean, January is always a bit of a tricky transfer window anyway. I wish you'd get rid of it, to be honest. It does me head in.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. There's nothing that rarely happens.
Yeah, true. Apart from emergency goalkeepers.
Yeah.
That we'll leave it on that for that section. If you've got anything to add, anything to say, like I say, you can get in touch via Twitter at FulltimeBanter7 or get in touch via our comment section. If you've got suggestions for future shows, topics you want to talk about, do get in touch and we'll cover that. Last couple of minutes just before I finish then, we've not done a film section for a while, but I've watched a heck of a load of films over the festive season, but 2 sporting ones I want to mention on Netflix. One was a series, Sunderland Till I Die.
Oh yes,
which was quite interesting because we've previously spoken about the Manchester City one. We did an episode on that. Go back and watch that. The Sunderland one obviously wasn't as... I think it was better because it had a couple of controversial points and I could definitely recommend watching it.
Yeah.
And also just to get an insight into the workings of a professional football club, it's fantastic for that reason. So me and my son watched all of that, really enjoyed that. But the one I could definitely recommend is, again on Netflix, the Bobby Robson one.
Right.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, Bobby Robson is a legend.
Yes.
Loved by everyone, hated by no one, as far as I can see. And fantastic documentary documenting his career, if you're not familiar with it, right from his roots at Ipswich up to arguably his peak at Barcelona.
81 UEFA Cup with Ipswich, is it?
Yes, yeah. So I think he joined in '79, didn't he? Yeah. Worked miracles and just absolutely lovable guy. I mean, I'm lucky enough to remember him from sort of Barcelona / PSV, but mainly at Newcastle. And obviously he's from there around that time. But watch those 2, give us your feedback, see if you liked them or anything. I recommend you watch them as well.
Yeah, we'll do, yeah.
And that's it, we'll leave it there for this section. We will be back next week with a proper FPL preview for game week 22 because as you will know it's FA Cup next week.
Tis.
Yeah, so some players will be getting a rest, a well-earned rest. Some teams will still be going at it.
Spurs.
Yes.
Everyone plays every minute.
Full strength squad for Spurs, yeah. So, hope you've had fun, hope you've enjoyed the holiday season. It is over, back to the grind. We'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.